First they came for the socialist, and I did not speak out because I am not a socialist. Then they came for the trade unionist, and I did not speak out because I am not a trade unionist. Then they came for the Jews, and I did not speak out because I am not a Jew. And then they came for me, and there was no one left to speak for me. Martin Niemöller.
Cash in, cash out. Brody took the street route, speeding through the fast lane, trying not to crash out. Poverty was passed down, couldn't afford a different route. No one meet him in the streets, he won't hit the church house. Luxury the heart of me, but these streets still a part of me. I gave God all of me, no saying sick and tired of me. I came up about them bricks, I know my brother's proud of me. Demons had me on the fence, I know my mama proud of me. Know my mama pray for me, pray for my girl, she made for me. Know these rappers make believe, they make it up like Maybelline. Remember days, thought I was done, I said it won't no saving me. Now I'm feeling like the one that's really made to say the street. Spaz made it spaz out, cash in, cash out. Money coming fast now, topping off his pastels. Blues and pinks won't save a thing, but it made life a little.
First they came for the socialist, and I did not speak out because I am not a socialist. Then they came for the trade unionist, and I did not speak out because I am not a trade unionist. Then they came for the Jews, and I did not speak out because I am not a Jew. And then they came for me, and there was no one left to speak for me. Martin Niemöller. First they came for the socialist, and I did not speak out because I'm not a socialist. Then they came for the trade unionist, and I did not speak out because I'm not a trade unionist. Then they came for the Jews, and I did not speak out because I'm not a Jew. And then they came for me, and there was no one left to speak for me. Martin Miyamoto.
You hear me out?
Cash in, cash out. Brody took the street route, speeding through the fast lane, trying not to crash out. Poverty was passed down, couldn't afford a different route. No one meet him in the streets, he won't hit the church house. Luxury the heart of me, but these streets still a part of me. I gave God all of me, no saying sick and tired of me. I came up about them bricks, I know my brother's proud of me. Demons had me on the fence, I know my mama proud of me. Know my mama pray for me, pray for my girl, she made for me. Know these rappers make believe, they make it up like Maybelline. Remember days thought I was done, I said it won't no saving me. Now I'm feeling like the one that's really made to say the streets. Bags made it spaz out, cash in, cash out. Money coming fast now, topping off his pastels. Blues and pinks won't save a thing, but it made life a little easier.
Lord, can you hear me? I'm here, fighting, pressing to remember what you said. But this onslaught of thoughts fills my head with dread, and I need you. Like enemies encamped, shrouded in the dark, I can feel the fascination of too many temptations reaching for my heart. So I need you to hear me. For I know your ears are attentive to the righteous, and I know that your ways are certain. Even when my worries would trample me to dust, still, I know you are good. Your hand is just. So come now, be the salvation for my sins. Help me to begin again, that you would mend this trend of hopelessness. God, deliver me in my brokenness. I can feel your presence, even now in the ugly, in the mess that has been made. You surround me with your benevolence. Yes, your love is on display, and I can see it. Carving roads through the struggles and the troubles, past temptations and devices that seek to choke me out. So come fear, come failure, come opposition or doubt. Jesus, you are my deliverance. Your grace is sufficient. Trusting you is my only way out. Now I turn my mind to dwell on your truth. Curate the condition of my heart to manifest joy. Be my living proof. Subdue the haters, quell the voices inside. Transform me, Lord. Extinguish my pride. You've won the battle. I trust in your plans. Yes, God. I surrender all my worries, my woes, and my demands into your eternally capable hands.
Welcome to The Ish, and I am your host, Howard Langford. Good evening, good evening, good evening, and welcome to another powerful edition of The Ish podcast, where credible content lives here. Tonight, we bring you a conversation that is sure to inspire leadership, entrepreneurship, and coaching, parents, mentors, and anyone committed to making a difference in their community. Our topic for tonight is From Vision to Impact. Joining us on this evening is Jeff Branch, professional athlete, entrepreneur, and founder of SPAT Lab Nutrition. Jeff has taken the discipline, determination, and leadership learned through sports and transformed them into successful business ventures and community influence. Also joining us tonight is Larry Jones. Let me make sure that our picture is not blurry. Okay, let me go back and come back in a few seconds. One moment. Okay, let's try this again. Welcome and good evening, and welcome to another powerful edition of the Ish Podcast, where credible content lives here. Tonight, we bring you a conversation that is sure to inspire leadership, entrepreneurship, coaching parents, mentors, and anyone committed to making a difference in their community. Our topic on tonight is From Vision to Impact. Many people have dreams. Many people have ideas, but the individuals joining us tonight have moved beyond vision and into action. They have built businesses, developing young people, transform their communities, and create opportunities that continue to impact lives every single day. Joining us on this evening is Jeff Branch, professional athlete, entrepreneur, and founder of SPAT Lab Nutrition. Jeff has taken the discipline, determination, and leadership learned from sports and transformed them to a successful business venture and community influence. Also joining us on tonight is Larry Jones. Larry Jones is the founder of Off the Heezy Youth Sports, a leader who is invested in the next generation through athletics, mentorship, and youth development. His commitment to helping young people discover their potential is creating a lasting legacy far beyond the basketball court. And I am your host, Howard Langford, founder of INT Solutions, community strategist, author, pastor, and host of the Ish podcast. Together, we'll explore what it truly takes to turn vision into a measurable impact through leadership, entrepreneurship, faith, services, and intentional actions. So, whether you're watching on Holy Connection TV, Amazon Fire TV, Roku TV, Facebook Live, or Abbas Media Network YouTube channel, you don't want to miss this broadcast on tonight. So let's bring these two magnanimous guests in. Let's see here.
Going
Oh,
on?
what's
How you
going on,
doing?
man? Let me try and make it a little bit better. All right, we need some more. You got any more light? I'm sorry.
Nah,
Let's see here. Let
What's
me
up,
turn it
Larry?
up
How
a
you
little bit.
doing?
Can you
I'm
hear
good.
me?
How you doing? Yeah, I can hear you perfectly fine.
I hear you loud and clear.
Hold on. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can
Yeah,
hear
I hear
y'all.
you.
I can't
Can you
hear
hear
y'all.
me?
You can't hear me?
I
I
can't
can
hear
hear
you.
Larry. I hear Larry.
Let's see here.
Larry, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Is it on my end?
What's up, Larry? How you doing?
I can hear you. Okay, let me. Okay, let's see. Jeff, say something.
You said what? Oh, sorry. 1 second.
I hear you online, but I don't hear you. Say something now, Jeff.
Can you hear me? It says you muted my mic.
Yeah, my camera.
Okay, there you go. There you go. I can hear you. Okay,
Okay.
let's see. Larry, let me see if I can hear you. Larry, say something.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. I can hear you. Yes, I can hear. I can hear everyone now. Who was that? Who was that that just said something?
That
That
was
was
me.
Larry.
Okay, Larry. Okay, I can hear you. Yes, I can hear. Guys, how y'all doing, man?
Good. Appreciate you having us on the show.
Man, it's great to have you, man. I haven't seen you in a few years. And Larry, I'm just now meeting you, man. So it's great seeing you, man. You look a lot younger than your picture.
Yeah.
But look, this is the faith-based program, man. So I'm gonna begin by praying, if you don't mind. A little prayer. Father, we come thanking you for this opportunity you've given us to connect on tonight. We're praying now that you will allow us to transform lives, oh God. That's going to help us build a more stronger community as we build families through the lives of our young people that are in our lives and the people that we come in contact with. We're praying, Lord, that you would allow this conversation that we're having to impact not just our lives, oh God, but people that we have yet to meet, people that we may never meet, and people who may not even like us, God. But we're thanking you for this opportunity now in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
All right, fellas, let's go, man. Let's go, let's go, let's go. All right, look, first of all, I'm going to go clockwise. Jeff, tell us about yourself, man, other than the fact that you're a diehard
Eagles
Philadelphia fan.
fan.
We'll
Yeah.
skip through that part, man.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm from Virginia Beach. Went to Lansdowne High School. From there, I did a year at Virginia State University. I played football there for a year. I transferred to Presentation College in South Dakota. I played there for
Mhm.
2 years. I was an All American
Yeah.
football player there. After I graduated with my criminal justice degree, I played arena football for 5 years, played for different teams, the Louisville
Mhm.
Extreme, Frisco Fighters, Bismarck Bucks. I just got done playing in 2023. After I got done playing, I started sports training back home in the Virginia Beach area called SPAT, which is Specialized Performance Athlete Training. I've been doing that ever since. And then I just started my nutrition brand, Spat Lab Nutrition, March 1st of this year. So it's about 3.5 months now. I've got a various few connections since I started that. Larry being one of them. That's how we ended up meeting. I'm happy about that. I'm blessed to be on the show.
All right, thank you so much, man. I appreciate that, Jeff. Now, Larry, tell us about yourself, man.
I'm a hometown kid. I'm also from the area. I grew up in Chesapeake. Uh, went to Great Bridge High School, Crestwood Middle, all that stuff. Grew up playing sports, basketball, track and field, football. Ultimately, basketball was always the love. Um, I didn't get to play college because I graduated in 2019, and then COVID hit right after, so it messed everything up, kind of thing. So now I'm kind of spinning back on that dream, not as a player, but trying to help those people that don't have the opportunities like I did at one time. I didn't get the opportunity to do that, so maybe just giving somebody else another avenue might give them a branch or something to reach out and go somewhere else. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much it. My platform is all about just helping the players. Really, I don't care about. I told Jeff this. He knows too. I don't care about money. You can't put a dollar amount on stuff like that. Um, I don't care about being known. I don't care about the money, the dollar amount. At the end of the day, I want the players, the kids, high schoolers, middle schoolers, anybody that comes on my platform to be known for them as a hooper and off the court.
Okay, man, that's great, man. I love the passion, the desire that you have. But what you're going to find out is that on this podcast or this television program, it's very organic. It's really like us sitting in the living room talking kneecap to kneecap, man. Just shooting the bobo, man. Not even really getting all deep or anything like that. But hopefully, that something that we say can really help someone along the way. And you may not be concerned about the money, man, but I want to help. We want to do all that we can to help you get where you're trying to go because money is up there with oxygen,
Yeah.
man. We need it. It's up there with air. So, I often share with people how much more could you do if someone offered you $1 million and gave you a vision, and you had to shoot your vision to them. And so I wanted the two of you to be on the show because of what you're doing in your community and how you're reaching people through athleticism. I know that we're seeing a lot of things happening in our community right now, and I work with Jeff. I know Jeff, phenomenal co-worker, someone who had a lot of passion, and he's a big guy like me. And when you're big, people don't expect you to have compassion and the level of intimacy when it comes to working with youth. But I found that he had that, and it was something that was really wonderful, because when you're like that, then children see you as safe, and then they start jumping on you and kicking you and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know, it kind of worked for him though. So first, Jeff, tell me about growing up in the beach and some of the things that you've seen in the past and some things that you're seeing now, and what do you think has been the big difference? Both any of you can answer this. What are you seeing is the missing link for our young people now?
Well, growing up out here, I was the main thing was sports. So, I was always involved, whether it was football, basketball, or just doing something competing. So, growing up out here, being involved with that, I had a lot of kids. I'm sorry. Growing up out here, being involved with that, it was a lot of stuff for us to do as far as like going out there competing with the high school kids. What I would do was
Hmm.
we will always meet up different schools, whether it be Green Run, Ocean Lakes, and stuff like that. We'll meet up on Saturdays and we'll like as a
Hmm.
school go out there and compete and have fun, stuff like that. Whether it's different sports nowadays, kids they're doing that, but there's a lot of distractions as well because of phones and electronics are very prevalent now, and that's something that I would like to see change as far as the beach goes, like that having things for the kids to do, especially in the community in Virginia Beach. So, you know, like Larry has his basketball league, his one-on-one league. That's something the kids can come out to and to see the competitiveness and see stuff where basketball and being competitive and working hard, where that can actually take you. So things like that of that nature, whether it's basketball or anything like that, I think that would be a great thing for the kids to do. Just getting outside and being involved, because a lot of kids, if they don't have anything to do, they're going to find themselves into trouble and stuff that they shouldn't be doing. So you got to keep them very active and keep them at home, keep them in the community, keeping them involved. So that's what I see.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Now, Larry, tell me this. I know that in the last 20 years, basketball is taking on a different, um, taking on a whole different perspective, where everyone thinks now, what it seems, that once they start playing with AAU teams, that they're automatically going to go into the NBA.
Yeah.
And and I actually prefer watching either college basketball or women's basketball, because it's just straight fundamental and no and one, what we call and one back in the
Yeah.
days. What do you think has been the biggest hindrance, and how can we curb that and make a difference so that we're getting children back to the love of the game and the fundamentals of the game? What do you think has been the biggest hindrance, and how can we curb that?
I think honestly, me personally, they're putting too much, like go back to that what we were talking about earlier, the money. They're putting too much money and
Hmm.
spotlight too. I think to me it's a little bit too early, because me as a 12-year-old, if somebody offered me $1 million to go hoop for another team and leave my team, regardless of the loyalty, I'm probably gonna go. So I
Yeah.
think it's a it's a good avenue, because it's giving people opportunity to get money that might not have it and might not get it any other way. And this might be the best way to get it. But I think they got to work out a way to where it's not this crazy. Because if you see the transfer portal, even in college, like people are getting deals and people are just leaving. People, there's no loyalty anymore.
Yeah.
I feel like loyalty and community is probably one of the biggest things we're missing right now. If we get back to how it was, like people staying 4 years, playing all 4 years, and then going and leaving, then I feel like I mean it's a double edged sword, because it might not benefit somebody to stay there 4 years, but you kind of get what I'm saying. Like stay. stay somewhere, be loyal to something, not just chasing that dollar amount a little bit too early. Because, like I said, if I was a high school, middle schooler, and I get paid to go play on this AAU team or whatever, and I just played on this team this summer, I'm probably gonna be more inclined to leave and go play on that team just because that's a lot of money to me. I could buy video games, whatever a 12-year-old whatever wants.
Mm-hmm.
It it's just I think it's getting a little bit diluted by just money, the money amount, and
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you 100% on that. In the sense that I know that a lot of young people. I was reading a quote from Deion Sanders Jr. Um, and he was saying that when he was playing in college, I think he got like $2,700 a month, and he said that it didn't hit him that when the check stopped when he graduated or when he was done with college, when that check stopped. And my son, who is a student athlete at university and he's been on the greater stages. He was saying to me how the NIL deal was really hurting a lot of the athletes because they don't understand the legality behind that money. They don't understand how he said he's seen people get $100,000 or $200,000 or $300,000, but then their next 10 years of their pro career, they've got to pay back X amount, which quadruples or if not 30 times more than they got from the NIL deal, that they're going to owe back. And so they're starting out with money, but they're going to end in debt. And we don't know what that does to the psychosis of someone who went from poverty, had spent a brief moment in the sun, as W.E. Du Bois says, in Souls of Black Folk, and then they return to something more akin to slavery. And so I agree with you 100%, Larry, when you're saying the money is a large aspect, and I love your heart um, with that. Well, every successful business starts with an idea. What inspired you to start your business, Jeff? What inspired you to start your business? Because you played at that level, um, and so tell me what inspired you to start your business.
Well, what inspired me, like I played professional ball, I love the sport, but at a certain point,
Hmm.
father time beats everybody. I mean, I walked away when I wanted to, like I could have played more,
Yeah.
but I walked away when I wanted to, but I always wanted to still be around sports. I'm still a competitive person, so you know, everybody's not blessed to, play college football or college whatever, college or
Hmm.
professional sport. So I wanted to help the next generation of kids, who had those dreams and aspirations, as somebody who's been to that level and that position to, show them the way. Because, there's a lot of things that go into other than physical talent. You got to have a mentality. You got to be willing to work hard. You got to be willing to sacrifice things. So, with that knowledge and things of that nature, I definitely wanted to, bring that back to the community. Now, as far as that, all along goes with the nutrition part of it as well. So, it was definitely a perfect segue into that as far as building Spat Lab Nutrition. So it worked hand in hand. I can help you with the mentality side of it, the physical part of the game, and then I can help you with the nutrition side, and it all comes full circle.
Well, that nutritional piece is a very important piece that even supersedes raw talent. Um, I was a guy that I wouldn't say I was talented, and I wouldn't even say that I was fundamental. I just had what they call a CBB degree long before I went to college, and that CBB stood for can't be beat.
Yeah.
So when I played basketball, I didn't want anybody. Like I didn't want, and look, I wasn't gonna get dunked on, and I wasn't going to let you score on me easily. And I had two moves. I had a right hand. I could only dribble the ball with the right hand, but I had the fastest crossover with only dribbling with one hand. And when the defense stepped up, I could jump from anywhere on the court almost and dunk the ball because I wasn't going to travel and I wasn't going to get the ball back. Because when you're a tall guy, you don't get the ball back. Back in my days, I was considered tall, and so, so Larry, tell me this, man. what you're seeing now are a lot of young people who are, they really want to play the game or they want to play the game on their computer. And a lot of young people don't come outside anymore. Where I work now, I work with juveniles and I still work with juveniles. And sometimes we'll go outside to the basketball court. They're like, man, it's hot out here. We want to go back inside. I'm like, dude, you locked up. We finally get you outside and you want to go, you complaining about it's hot. Yeah, man, we don't go outside when I'm home. But yeah, you go outside and say you got in trouble anyway. So how do you get kids off of the couch and back in the gym, Larry?
Honestly, I think once they see the benefit of it and once they see how they feel when they're around that community feel, because like you said, me personally, I used to go outside and play with my brothers, my friends.
Mm-hmm.
Like we used to have cookouts. We used to play outside, uh, on concrete all the time, and that's what I'm trying to bring back. I'm trying to bring back that same energy to where you're just like, dang, my brother's over here, my cousins over here, like my friends are over here. We just all meeting up, and like we all feel safe. We all family. Like you're gonna talk back and forth. It's gonna get scrappy, but we at the end of the day, we all gonna be family, and uh, I feel like that's what they missing. But I feel like
Yeah.
once they see that and feel it for themselves, they're like, I could do this. Maybe I should go outside more. And once they see maybe another kid get involved in it and they take off and they're getting better or whatever, they're like, okay, maybe I need to change some stuff up that I'm doing. Like look in the mirror and make the right changes that I need to make to be somewhere.
Now, no, let me ask you this, Larry. How do you keep the arguments down on the court? Now, I understand friendly banter. I understand trash talking. I was a trash talker. I
Yeah.
I I, I nicknamed myself rent free, right? And the bus driver. I lived rent free in somebody's head, and I would say, I'm about to order a plasma screen television, and I'm about to order cable because I'm living in your head right now. And and so and then they would start working extra hard, and then they would start missing shots. But I knew they were more talented than me. But what do you do when you have that argument, that not so friendly banter, but you have the degrading and demeaning on the court? How do you bridge that um, that 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 competitive edge and make it into something that still builds a team? And neither of you can answer this.
So for me, for my events personally, I can't say that I can control what they're gonna say, but
Mm-hmm.
I can preface it before my events, and I usually talk to them before.
Mm-hmm.
And most of the players have enough respect for me to not get too out of hand. Um, so I usually don't have to worry about it. And that goes back to that family because I trust a lot of the people that I put on, I trust. And if I don't trust you, I probably wouldn't put you on that stage because if
Yeah.
one person mess it up, it's done for everybody. And then we can't do what we came to do.
Yeah.
So
You know, yeah, Jeff. What did I don't know if you were ever in any of my meetings, but I still use this quote. If you got lips, I don't trust you, right? And I would tell you, look down at your
Yeah,
mouth. You
yeah, I
got a
remember
lip,
that.
I don't know if you remember me
I
ever
remember
saying
that.
that. But and so I can't you can never trust what someone's going to say. And I would tell them, I would tell even the kids now when we go to the basketball court, now I work with kids, man, who they they're used to the pum pum. They don't fight no more. They just they grab the stick and whatever, And so now I got them, and we'll go to the basketball court, and they don't really have the skill that they think that they have, and so they don't pass the ball. All of those kinds of things, and it's mostly the quiet team that's on the court at the time that's going to win. Jeff, tell me how you, because I know that you play professional football and Pee Wee and all through the ranks. You got all the way up, and so you almost need that edge. How did you quail that and channel that energy into not just a career in football, but then into your own entrepreneur adventure?
It's just working hard and having that mentality. Like it's like you say, like I'm a dog. Like that's a lot of you heard that before. Like just be a dog or whatever you do. Feel like you're the best. Because a lot of kids don't understand that your confidence comes from the hard work that you put in. If I know I
Hmm.
put in various amount of hours and I'm confident that I work hard at it, and I know you didn't do the same thing, I'm going to automatically think that I'm better than you. And it might not be the case. You might just be talented and just be better, but you're not going to have the
Hmm.
mentality. I'm going to have the mentality because I know I work harder than you. So, along with hard work comes with confidence. Throughout the younger age, my mom always preached that having confidence in yourself, no matter what you do, and don't be scared to fail because somebody's going to do it and they're going to fail, and if somebody's going to do it, they're going to be successful. Either way, it's 50-50 either way. So why not try it
Yeah.
regardless? So, I took that mentality going in from, competing against a various amount of guys, whether it was college, high school, college, professionally, and then now into the nutrition game and the sports training game. So, I preach the same things to my kids that I train, and
Hmm.
they've been successful so far. So, as long as they keep that mentality going up, they're gonna go a long way.
So tell me now about your nutrition business. Tell me more about that, real. Help me to help our viewers to know what it's about.
So Spat Lab Nutrition. Right now we have 20 products. Our more popular products is protein powder, mass gainer creatine, and our energized aminos. So right now I have a thing with the energized aminos where we mixing it with juicing, mixing it with fruit water along with the amino acids. Amino acids are
Hmm.
proteins, and ours is very natural and it tastes wonderful. I bring mine to the events, Larry's events. All the players they hydrate themselves, stay away from cramping and things like that. I also have a collaboration with Gem White Fitness. I'm in Virginia Beach, so I'll be there tomorrow as well. But and energized aminos are very popular. So if you guys want to order that, it's on www.spatlabnutrition.com.
Hold on, you're going too fast, man. I can't put it up here. I
Yeah.
can't put it up here,
We'll,
man. I
we'll,
can't.
we'll,
Hold
we can
on.
double back to that too. You know how to throw that in
Yeah,
there
we're
real
gonna
quick.
make sure we do that. We're gonna make sure we do that. So yeah, we'll make sure we do that. Text that to me so that I'll have it. If you are you using your phone as your camera right now? If not,
Yeah, yeah.
I'll go ahead and put it in my Hold on, let me put this in here now.
Code
One
OT.
second. www dot
Spat Lab
spat
Nutrition, LAB Nutrition.com.
got me looking at stuff that you start spelling like I
I
can't
got a,
spell it.
I
Now I
got
can't
a, I
spell it.
got a criminal justice degree, but I got a PhD in marketing as well.
Okay. All right. I got my criminal justice, and so I got it. I got it. Let's see. Let's see. There we go. Is that tell me if that's right?
Nah,
No,
you
it's
start
not.
nutrition. Yeah.
All right, I'll make sure I get that. I'll make sure I get that. So Larry, tell us, man, tell us about how where do you find your kids, man, when you're for your teams? Where do you find them?
So honestly, social media, because that's how where all the kids are. Um, Getting
Yes.
their attention. The biggest part for me is promo. I'll go to games. Uh, I'll find people's Instagrams. I'll reach out to different people, like high schoolers. Like I
Uh-huh.
said, I also have connections to a lot of pro hoopers that hoop in the hoop league. I don't know if you're familiar with the Virginia Hoop League, uh, or the Norfolk Hoop League. They got a lot of professional hoopers that came back from overseas, and they use it as their like pro am to stay in shape over the summer. I got connections with
Okay.
they know a lot of obviously they know a lot of other hoopers, so me knowing them in turn gets me in that same space with all the other people that I need to talk to. But like I said before, really just trying to outreach. Anytime I go anywhere and I'm in a gym, even if I'm just hooping personally, like if I go to PA or if I go to Rivercrest or something like that, and I'm just at open runs or something, I'll try to like, okay, he looks pretty good. I'm like, you got Instagram or you got, can I get your number or this? And I'll network just off word of mouth. And I'll just basically try to reach as many people as I can. Anytime I'm outside, anytime I have an opportunity, anytime somebody asks me like what OTA stands for, they see me with my shirt on or somebody else with my shirt on, I always go down the rabbit hole and I just try to reel people in.
Okay, so let me ask you this, both of you. If I were to have you come out and talk to a group of young people who are not used to, they're used to the older people being unks and not necessarily brothers, how would what message would you have for a group of young people like that?
As far as like what how to look at people, other people older than you.
Well, no. If I were to bring you into a group of young people that aren't used to seeing men and businessmen and entrepreneurs, they're
Okay.
used to seeing unks, you
Yeah.
know, because they're the future unks. If we don't help curb some of their thinking, what message would you have for them? Let's say by chance, if any of them were looking at this television program now or this podcast, what message would you have for them?
First off, I would say, I was exactly where you at right now at one time.
Hope not. You weren't. Nah, I'm kidding.
I was exactly where you were.
Yeah, man.
I'm not gonna say how many years ago, but I was right
Yeah,
where you were at some point in time. Whatever you thinking about doing right now or have done, I've probably done. I messed up. I made the same mistakes that you made,
yeah,
most likely, and it's all gonna happen. So I would say trust the process. Obviously, you probably heard that before. And I would always say dream big because I never imagined that I would be where I'm at right now. Um, Now I have a family, I'm buying my
yeah,
first house. I have a business.
yeah,
I never thought that I would be where I'm at. So I would always just say trust the
yeah,
process, and things are gonna get worse before it gets better. So just stick to whatever you dream of, and you never
yeah.
know where it can take you. Trust it.
Well, I hear what you're saying. If I were to sum it up into one word, it would be redemption. You know, um, I often say that when you're talking to young people or people in general, you have to have the ability to see the forest in a seed. And seeing the forest in a seed, you've got to be able to see the potential of someone, even when they're making their mistakes. Because I really, truth be told, man, um, falling down is a part of the process. Making mistakes is a part of the process. Missing a jump shot, missing a dunk, wide open dunk on a fast break, and you're the only one down there, can be part of the process. It helps you to realize what leg to jump off and not to jump off too soon, not to get caught up in the moment. Tell us about your business, off other OTA. Tell us about that. I don't think we really dove into that a little bit.
So I have OTH is the LLC based out of Chesapeake. Like I said, um, I created it's probably been about maybe a year or two now. It doesn't feel like it, but
Mhm.
that's crazy to say. Um, I was doing this before, creating events for basketball, tournaments, takeovers, stuff of that nature, way before I actually put a name on it. So, one day I just kind of came up with OTH and then it kind of just stuck. And from there, it's just been growing. Obviously, I don't know if you've seen my Instagram. If you scroll all the way down to the bottom to like the first videos and to the quality now, it's just been elevating every time we have an event. Um, but basically, my events, like I said, is community based, and a lot of the guys that play on my events or in my events, sorry, are pros or someone of that high caliber, and then even some of them might be somebody that, like I said, that like in my instance, didn't get to go to college, but they're still really good athlete. But they want that opportunity, so they come back out of retirement. They have something to train for again. They have that motivation to go back and be like, okay, I need to get in the gym. I need to get 100 shots up. I need to do this and that because I don't want to look dumb when I go out and play on this platform. Um,
Yeah.
so basically, yeah, my platform is really just like you said, the word redemption. A lot of redemption
Yes.
on my platform. because people have once gave up on basketball and be like, I might not ever play. I'm just gonna get a 9 to 5 and never play again. And then they see my
Yeah.
platform, and now they're back in the gym. They're getting off work, getting shots up. They're excited to come to open runs. They're have something to look forward to again. So really, that's really what I dreamt it up to be. And like I said, it's crazy to even think that I even got to where I'm at right now, because I never thought that it would. Well, I obviously thought it would get here, but I never imagined it would happen this quick, or it would happen exactly
Hmm.
like I dreamt it up. Um, so yeah,
Man, that's beautiful.
that's really what
That's beautiful.
it is.
Let me just add
Come
this,
on.
as far as like the business and stuff like that. Like he
Yes.
said, like he was doing it at parks and stuff like that, and it got
Outside.
to this
Yes.
point, you gotta like a lot of kids. You gotta understand when you running a business, it's not gonna jump off from the jump. Like you gotta actually put in the groundwork and grind and build it up, and eventually you'll get there. But like before it gets there, a lot of people quit. So you gotta have that faith and continue to grind, continue to work, and you'll get there eventually. So just have that mentality that I'm gonna make it happen regardless, no matter what happens. I'm gonna keep going.
Now
Keep pushing on.
we've got football and basketball, two sports that are are just different. How did the two of you even connect? How did you meet each other?
Through my
So
event.
Who beat who? Who beat who first on the
well,
court?
nah, what's crazy is so there's this guy named shout out over 40 hard. So when I dropped my nutrition line, they were using my products, a couple basketball players. So Larry followed them and he had DM me or he commented something like that and was like, I want to try it. So I was like, all right, bet. So I sent him some products and then in exchange he made me like a shirt. So, I just gave him my product for a shirt and he liked the product and stuff like that. And then I wanted to be involved with OTH. I saw it before, like, but I never know who was the owner of it. So I ended up we chatted it up, and then I found out he was the owner. So I was like, oh, let's find a way where we could collaborate. So that's where I started the hydration station. Was at OTH. So we had the first ever hydration station, which I mentioned earlier with the amino acids and the fruit and water and stuff like that to hydrate the athletes and the spectators who's there. And so from there, we've done a few events so far, and I enjoy being at the events and stuff like that. It's highly competitive. It's fun. It's a lot of action in there. And then another thing, his platform actually put on a college player. I'm sponsoring my first college athlete from his platform, who's
Wow.
at Regent University right now. Shout out Christian. So it's all working out.
Okay, man. And now one of the things with NCAA players, Division 1, Division 2, when they're competing at that level, they've got to be really careful of what they put in their body. I remember a time when Justin Gatlin didn't write down some of the medication he was taking for his like Prozac or something like that. So he got disqualified from sports for like 5 years, which was like the death sentence for athletes. um the product, I mean the ingredients in your nutrition lab, is that NCAA? If I were to send you an influx of NCAA athletes, would they be okay taking this? I hate to ask you this online, I'm
No,
sorry.
no, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, all of our products are made in an FDA registered facility, the third party tested for
Mhm.
quality. So everything they take in, I'm a former athlete myself, so I stand behind all the
You know.
products that I take myself and that I give to other people because I was in that position as well. So I make sure they're getting the highest
Yeah.
quality, and the ingredients are all made in the United States. So make sure that everybody's taken care of that.
All right, because look, I'm gonna put your name out there. I've got my son who watches, and all of his buddies are on the Olympic stage. Man, they're on the stage. So when I send you out, when I put your information out there, I want to make sure that I put you in the best position to get the best marketing. One, two. When someone's running around that track and they've got your logo on their uniform, that is millions of eyes at one time coming in first and getting the interview and showing off your brand. So I want to make sure that I do right by you and by them. So we'll make sure that we connect after this. Of course, we're going to stay in contact, but I'm going to ask maybe one or two more final questions before we turn it over. Um, why is youth development so critical? Either of you can answer this. Why is it so critical to the future of our communities, and what happens when we fail to invest in young people?
You want to take that, Larry?
Well, I mean, I can speak from it as far as me being that young kid once. Like I said, being in those shoes, I probably wasn't making the best choices. I have been on that side where um, I just had to find that thing that kept me out of trouble, or that motivated me to be something else. So they are the future. That's always what I tell kids, like high schoolers, middle schoolers, anybody like that. I tell them that you are the future. So anything that I'm teaching you or instilling into you is because I want you to try to avoid as many of the mistakes that I made coming up that you
Mhm.
can. And I feel like that's our duty as the past generation, the older, I'm gonna say black, because we have a lot more expectations put on us, and we're looked at in different lights. We're expected a little bit more. We have to work a little bit harder for some things. Um, that that's all stuff that we gotta put on the next generation. And if we don't, things could get out of hand, like we were talking about earlier, shootings, things like that. People get in the wrong stuff, and it paints everybody in the wrong light. And that honestly is on parents. That's on us. Anybody that knows somebody that's younger, that's on them to instill those values that we have, because not everybody has that. And I'm gonna go back to me, as far as events too. That is honestly one of my biggest goals, is to try and touch that person that might not have that father figure, might not have that aunt, uncle, somebody to be like, yo, this is not right. If anybody needs that, I try to be that person, that mentor. I try to step in and be the best role model that I can be. And same with my players. My players are all probably around the same age. I'm 24, so they're all about the same
Mhm.
age, maybe a little bit older. Um, they try to, when they're on the court, they try to put on the best show. They try to look the best. They try to act accordingly, so that the people, when we put the younger kids up there, they be like, okay, I know how I got to carry myself. This is business. This is this, and I don't have to do those things. I can come and stay locked in on this thing, and this is going to take me somewhere. Um, but yeah, honestly, I always say it's I feel like it's my job. I feel like it's our job as the older generation now to instill that stuff. Because if it doesn't get instilled, then you don't know. Like, we never thought COVID was going to happen. You never know what can happen
Yeah.
in the years going forward. So if we don't do it now, who knows what the next generation is going to do, how the world's going to be in a couple years. I'm just trying to leave a mark,
Yeah.
honestly.
Well, that's amazing because I have a group with my young people every day, and I was giving them a few statistics, and I'll tell you why this is so important. Um, to educate a child from kindergarten to 4 to 6 years of college is approximately $126,000, a little bit more. Let's give a 3% increase in inflation per year, so that number will go up a little bit. And that's how much it costs per child for from kindergarten through um, 2 years, 4 years, 6 years of college. But per year, it costs anywhere upward of $300,000 to $400,000 to $500,000 per child per year when they're in the criminal justice system. You multiply that number times 10 or 15, that's how many more years are going to be from age 12 or 13 to 24, 25, or actually juvenile life, 21 years old, maybe 22. We spend more money incarcerating young people. We spend more money with them once they get in trouble. We spend more money on them um, just to kind of house them and move from one form of institution to another form of institution. So this is why I say that the money, we have to find a way to funnel that money into the things that you're doing, and not necessarily to moving it away from all of the things that is keeping them in a certain mindset or a certain place. Because I look at um the criminal justice system and everything of that nature, and we're really moving backwards. I don't know if it's because of some of the things that we've allowed in our community, some of the languages we've allowed in our community, how we call ourselves certain things, and then we get upset when they treat us that way. Um, some of our music and all those kinds of things that is pulling us downward, where we're the only community that has, where we talk about killing our brothers and our sisters. I recently made a trip to Uganda, and I was really impressed with the level of community there, and the diligence that people had for entrepreneurship. They're up early in the morning and they don't go to bed until there's no more money, and there's always some money to be made. So where they're walking down the interstate, selling whatever they can find, walking down the interstate. So I really have a great appreciation for what you're doing with these young people, and anything that I can do to help funnel money your way, I will do whatever I can, because they're not just the future, man. They are today, because they're getting incarcerated early. Okay, Jeff, you want to close us out in a few in a few statements, man, letting us know how we can find you, and Larry, how we can find you, how we can stay connected, how people can know how to really pour funds into your endeavors.
Yeah, you can find me on Spat Lab Nutrition on Instagram and Facebook, spatlabnutrition.com. Also, if you want to do any sports training and stuff like that, it is SPAT_DA. DM me that way, and I do sports training as far as speed, agility, football training, track training, stuff like that. So, if you want to get any work done, that's how you can find me.
Okay, all right, and you, Larry.
So I'm on everything: Instagram, YouTube at Elskizie is LSKIZIE, and then my brand page is obviously Off the Heezy Entertainment. It's on Instagram. You can DM me about anything, any inquiries, or just any ventures that you may be curious about with me. You can DM me that way. Kids, if you're watching, you see this. I also coach uh, kids basketball. So if you want individual sessions, I have connections to trainers. And if you just want to work out with me, I don't mind doing individual sessions and stuff of that nature. So just DM me that way, and I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible.
Great. I really appreciate you all taking the time to be on this show, man. It really means a lot to me. And we're gonna do this more often. Actually, I've got some people that I want to connect you with, and I'll make sure that I try and I'm gonna get that to you within the next week. There's some summer camps coming up, some sports camps coming up, and I want to make sure that I connect the two of you, because they would really love to have you work with them. And maybe I'll try, and I will put together, where we're all together on one show. But look, man, thank you. Anyone want to say anything else before we close out?
Yeah, I want to appreciate you bringing us on the show. So, I definitely enjoyed this. Never been on a podcast, so this was my first one. So, I definitely enjoyed it, and I appreciate you, Howard.
Hey, man, look, it's not just a podcast. You're on in Africa. You're on all over the world, man. This is on Holy Connection Television, Facebook,
Worldwide.
worldwide, man. It's on Roku television. It's on Fire TV. You're on television, man. So, look, man. I want to, like, when I say I'm really careful, because our hashtag is credible content lives here. I like to make sure that I have people that are credible, who are credible on our show. All right, man. The light going off kind of threw me